Okay, so we're going to continue our study of LaTeX, or our learning of LaTeX, I guess I should say. Um, and the thing that I want to do now is I want to show you how to have lists, how to do lists in LaTeX. So you have like a list of 10 items or whatever. I want to show how you can do something like that. And I'm going to give you a couple of different ways to do this. So kind of the easiest way to think about this, or the easiest way to do it, so there's two different ways. There's two main ways to do this. One is kind of with an unordered list, which is done via the Itemize environment, and one is with an ordered list with the Enumerate environment. So let's look at the Itemize. So you're going to do begin, Itemize, and if you're in Share LaTeX and you press tab, so it does the command completion, it does all this other stuff for you. It puts the end Itemize and the item there. And I'm just going to say here, item 1. And then the next item, I'm going to say, this is going to be item 2. And so I'm going to compile this, and we're going to get a bulleted list of items. It's going to say item 1 and item 2. Okay, item 1 and item 2. Okay. Let's say we don't want bullets and we want numbers. Well, I could do, whoops, come on, something like this. And now when I recompile, this is what we get. Or you could do A and B. Whoops. I keep pressing Shift Enter for some reason because that's what you do in Jupyter. Okay, and then if we go back to what we have, this is it. Oh. Okay, well, I think you can see some problems here. If you don't care about the numbers, a bullet list is fine. Itemize is great. But let's say you want to have numbers like 1, 2, and you're typing things, and you have like first item, and then you have, this is the third item, because you think it's the second item at first, and then you realize, oh wait, I actually need to have something in between here. You know, item. Okay, so now this is going to be 2. Sorry. Let's go. So let's say you have something like this. Of course, if you knew it was the third item, you would have a third item. Let's say you don't, when you're typing this, you don't realize you need a third item. Okay, so you have something like this, and now you're like, oh, wait a second. I actually need to have 3 items. So this is going to be second item, but now you're going to have to come down and change this. Okay, and get something like this. Now that is a pain, and if you find yourself doing something like that, there is probably an indication that there is a better way to do it. So that is what the Enumerate environment does. So I'm going to do begin, enumerate, and again, it gives me everything. And again, I'm going to make a item 1, item 2, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so it already does the numbers automatically. So it has 1 and 2. It does the numbers automatically. So that's great, because now let's say this is item 3, but I'm like, oh crap, I need to add an item. So item 2, and now it's going to renumber things like I want to. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now an obvious question is, well, what happens if I don't want 1, 2, and 3? What happens if I want like A, B, and C? See up here for Itemize, the good thing about Itemize, I could do A, B, and C if I wanted to. I could do A, B, C if I wanted to. But down here it's kind of stopping me. I could do this, with a period if I wanted to. Something like that. I have many different choices. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, what if instead of 1, 2, 3, we want A, B, and C? Okay, now for that, we can use a package called enum item. So we can use 2 packages, one called enumerate and one called enum item. So I can use, and then, whoops, oh boy. And then for the other one, and it's called enum item. And then we're going to give it an option called short labels. Okay, and so what we're going to do down here, let's say we want to have capital letters like this. I'm going to do A period. And it's basically just going to kind of magically know what I want if you tell it the right thing. So A, B, C. Okay, let's say I want A, followed by a parentheses. A parenthesis, B parenthesis, C parenthesis. Let's say I want a parentheses here. Okay, A, B, C. I don't know, so it doesn't know how to do everything. Okay, so it knows how to do that. I think if we were to put something crazy like an X, it probably would not work. Okay, just puts an X for everything. Okay, or let's say you want to have Roman numerals. We could do I there. It'll give us capital Roman numerals. If we want lowercase Roman numerals, I can do this. It'll give the lowercase Roman numerals, so on and so forth. And you can look online. You can look up some documentation on more about how to use the enum item package. But it's very flexible. I use it so many times in the LaTeX documents that I write because I need to have, it's very often that I'll need to have a list or something like this. And I think if you just want bullet points, even you can do something like this. Maybe it's a period. Sorry, now I'm just kind of making stuff up. Yeah, so you can figure out. I forget what you do if you want a bulleted list for enumerate. Yeah, sorry, I forget that now. So I typically itemize will technically work, but I just like to use enumerate all the time because I want to have the flexibility for if I decide later on I want to have numbers instead of just bullets, I want to have that flexibility. Okay, so that is the enumerate environment, and we're going to keep on with some more LaTeX stuff in the upcoming videos.